There comes a point, quiet but undeniable, when a person stops waiting to be understood. It doesn't arrive with applause or recognition, just silence. The kind that seeps into your bones when you finally realize no one is coming to rescue you. No one is awake at night, worrying about your pain. And in that silence, something ancient stirs. A strength that doesn't need to explain itself, doesn't chase attention, and doesn't collapse when unseen. That's the moment you stop performing and start becoming. The Stoics knew this well. They taught that freedom begins when expectation dies. When you stop expecting others to validate your struggle, you stop being a hostage to their attention. That's when life starts to feel like your own. Many secretly hope their pain will be visible enough to invite care. We grow up believing that if we suffer, someone will notice, someone will step in. But life proves otherwise. Tears are overlooked. Cries go unanswered. Not out of cruelty, but because everyone is absorbed in their own battles. And if your sense of worth is built on being seen, you'll spend your life feeling invisible. But invisibility is not punishment. It's a teacher. It shows you that waiting for recognition only keeps you stuck. When you stop waiting, you start moving. You move not for applause, but for yourself. Carl Jung once said the world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, it will tell you. But most people don't care enough to see you clearly. They only want to fit you into their own categories. The moment you stop performing for that gaze, you begin to live more honestly. It can be painful to realize you are not the main character in anyone else's story. Yet that pain clears space for something deeper. Because when you stop outsourcing your strength, you discover was never outside of you. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Don't waste what remains of your life worrying about the thoughts of others." The more you release the need to be seen, the more clearly you begin to see yourself. And in that clarity, something shifts. Loneliness becomes independence. Silence becomes guidance. What once felt like rejection begins to feel like freedom. You stop needing the world to validate your worth because you've built it quietly, piece by piece, inside yourself. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." True growth doesn't come from performing your struggle for others. It comes from living through it, whether or not anyone notices. Real strength is quiet, steady, and unshaken by the noise of opinions. That's why the Stoics didn't chase recognition. They built resilience in silence. They knew that the greatest empire is to rule yourself. And ruling yourself doesn't mean perfection. It means moving forward with discipline, clarity, and self-respect, even when no one is watching. So if you've been overlooked, let it refine you. If you've been misunderstood, let it sharpen you. Stop waiting for others to witness your pain and start using that energy to build something undeniable. Because you don't need the world as applause to become who you meant to be. You need presence. You need discipline. You need yourself.